What India has achieved from Kargil war. It is very eminent in the year 1999, very great war India between Pakistan. What India has achieved from this war. Before going to discuss about the same, we have to know that why the Kargil war has started. Kargil war is nothing but an retaliatory politics of Pakistan. In the year 1984, India has took the position of Siachen, and since from then the Pakistani military and the government has planned for the Kargil war, and they are waiting for the time how to implement their plan. And ultimately in the year 1999, and at the time of winter, when the Indian army came down from the hills due to heavy snowfall, then the Pakistani military has taken the position of 140 posts of Indian military. And at the time of summer, in the month of May, when the Indian army went to take the position of that post, then they saw that the Pakistani soldiers have taken the position, and ultimately there is no other way but the war is imminent. Indian army is very tactfully managed the war. Actually, from the Pakistan side, I came to know that Pakistani military has never accepted that the presence of Pakistani military. On the other hand, they told that some terrorist has taken the position. And when the Indian army started full-fledged operation, then the Pakistani army has been very helpless, because since from the beginning they told that has done by some terrorists of the Kashmir. The main plan behind this is that the Pakistani army want to take the entire control of NH1, which is connected from Jammu to Ladakh. And if they took the position of the particular road, then the Ladakh and the Siachen will be cut off from the Indian side, and definitely they are in the high altitude, so there is some better position from the side of the Pakistan. And ultimately when the full-fledged war has started, the Pakistani military never accept that they have taken the position of that Indian post. But the Indian military, and as well as the expert of Indian military, has discovered some audio tape and some other things, where it is proved that behind the things and behind the terrorists, Pakistani army has started the war. The main aim of this war is to fight from the border, and which is 10 kilometers beyond the line of control. And in the garb of this war, the Pakistan has infiltrated some terrorists, and the main aim of that terrorist is to destroy the Indian harmony, and they want to fight for the fighter of the Kashmiri peoples. And ultimately, when the war started, they are totally baseless, because the tactful Indian politics and tactful Indian diplomatism and that the then Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee, at the time of this war, previously confused that whether the Pakistani military has involved in this war or not. But after that saying, he is totally confident about the Indian military, and the Indian military started the war full-fledgedly, both in artillery division and as well as the air force. And then the Pakistan never accept that the Pakistan military has came into the front of the war. They never at all use the air force because they never accept the military operations which is done by their military. In fact, from several videos and from several books I came to know that the Pakistani leaders also do not know the exact of the war, although I don't believe so. The only military general and the other some officers strictly, confidently know about the strategy of the war. That is their high secrecy. But what India has done, Indian military has to fight for a short while. That is probably within a month we have taken the position of all posts. But what India has achieved, the main achievement of this war is that India has to teach the Pakistan that within a few seconds or within a few minutes or within a few days, India can start any full-fledged war, and Indian military is ready to succeed. And the Indian diplomat Atal Bihari Vajpayee and the other diplomatic officers has very intelligent. Why? That they take the entire international community into the favor of the India, and that is why Pakistan is totally separated from the international support. The then Prime Minister of the Pakistan has gone to the President of America, that is Bill Clinton. Then Bill Clinton clearly told him either you have to go away from the post or otherwise India will not allow you to enter into that territory, which is the greatest achievement of the Atal Bihari Vajpayee, then Prime Minister. And I hereby send this post to all my Facebook friends and well as the well-wishers, that since from then India has changed its position from Russia to America, and India has all separated Pakistan from the international community, and that is the greatest achievement. From the side of military, it is a brilliant achievement from the Indian military side, and the Indian military who fought for this war is very professional, very intelligent and tactful. Indian Air Force has done very well in this war. But one failure I think has also, that when the infiltration has started in the month of January or February, or it may be March also, why the Indian intelligence has not informed that thing. This is, I think, one of the failure, or it may be the negligence of some Indian policymakers. That is why. If this only failure has overlooked, we will get the highest achievement, that we separated Pakistan from international community, and ultimately their supporter Chin also supported India, and today we have also doing the same thing at the time of Balakot strike, which is very, very intelligent strike from the Indian side. All international communities support the Indian strategy and as well as the Indian war tactics, and ultimately the China also support this. It is very good achievement from the part of Indian diplomats. and which started since from Kargil war and continue till today. Thank you.